And now, Shooting It Straight with Donnie C. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shooting It Straight with Donnie C. I am your host, Donnie C, and with me, as always, my flexing friend, Dave. I was fixing my light.
I was like, man, he came in fist pumping.
No, flexing. No, I wasn't flexing. I was fixing my light was adjusted. I was like, I gotta fix my light. Sorry, Dave, I didn't mean to throw you off with the whole flexing thing. Welcome to the show, everybody. So basically what this is me and Dave, we like to talk back and forth, have some fun, enjoy life, and laugh at the little things in life because life's too serious, so we have fun. And then he asks me some questions that you can actually ask me. And how do you ask me questions? You send your questions to shootingitstraightwdc@gmail.com. You send them in. Dave gets your emails. He reads them to me live as we're doing the show. As we're recording, I just come up with an answer. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it answers your question as well. That's what I try and do. Usually I have an answer. Whether it's the right answer for you or not, that's a different story. But we try, and we have fun with it while we're doing it. We usually have some fun segments and then different things like that. But today's a little bit different. Today we're going to go through some questions. And then after the questions, we have a very special guest, a family of mine, a paisan of mine. We're going to call him in, and we're actually going to be talking about a little Cobra Kai, a little Karate Kid, just a little something. Cobra Kai just dropped this week, and we're going to talk about all the seasons up and coming to this. So we're not going to have any spoilers for today. We're not going to do anything like that for this season, but we're going to just talk about the characters and what they are and everything else. And he's not an expert, but what is it? He's a passionate fanatic.
Yeah,
so we'll bring on the passionate fanatic.
And if you haven't seen the movies from, I guess, in the 80s they came out,
80s,
then, hello. We're going to spoil those.
And if we're spoiling them for you, I can't help you. You should have seen it by now if you're interested. And if you're not interested, then you don't care what we're going to say anyway, so we're not really spoiling anything for you. So
right, there you go.
That's where we go with that, I guess, because that's all there is. So, Dave, you have anything else? Or you want to go right to the shooting range?
Let's go to the shooting range.
Let's hit the shooting range. Okay. Welcome to the shooting range.
All right. So for the first question, we're going to do a little visual aid.
Visual aid. I don't mind these. I could use all the help I can get sometimes. What do we got?
All right. Now, we've discussed all kinds of crazy stuff that you want to do or you want to try to get me to do.
Yes.
So what do you think? Is this something that you would want to do? Now, wait for it. Boom. Guy gets catapulted and down into a ravine into some water.
He doesn't land in the water, though. He gets catapulted.
Right, but I think he has a
chute.
He has a parachute with him.
Parachute opened. Yeah, he's got a parachute. Okay. He's got one of those parachutes that we talked about with the they fly in Arizona with the propeller behind them.
Right.
Is the question, would I do this?
Would you do something like this?
Dave, you and anybody who's ever seen the show knows the answer to this already. Of 100% I would do this. Not only would I do this, but I'd want to do this in a wingsuit with a parachute. This way I can get thrown off, maybe do that flip that he did, open up, then fly a little bit, and then pull the chute.
Do the Spider-Man or whatever that you do. Yeah. Now,
the only problem is, obviously you'd have to do that on a bridge or something because the catapult, I don't know where, you're not going to get the catapult on like this huge, humongous range or a mountain range or something like that. So the catapult's going to be on either a tall building or a tall bridge, but so you're not going to have as much of a great view of whatever. But I mean, would I do that? 100%.
That one for me would be tempting, only because it would be tempting.
Hold on a second. There's a whole. For those of you who have been watching the show, first and foremost, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I've said no to everything.
Dave says no to everything. If you watched last week's episode on our Smash or Pass, Dave said a lot of yeses.
Right.
He said more yeses than no, which is a rarity in itself. I mean, he said no to Alyssa Milano, and those reasons were ridiculous. But I can watch that one. But that's whatever. Right. But the fact that Dave is saying first he would smash a couple of those, and then now he would be tempted to be thrown off a bridge.
It's a new Dave, man. I'm turning a page.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
No, it looks funny. Like just getting, I mean, as long as my back holds up from getting launched up from the parachute.
I'm sure they support
from
you
the catapult
in the chair correctly, so your body,
I know.
you don't get whiplash as you go.
Right, true. But the whole flipping and going that, like, if the parachute didn't work, you know, you still have the lake that you're going to land in, so hopefully you survive the splash in the water. But
I mean, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it doesn't open your dead.
Thanks. Now you just talked me out of it. I forget what I said. I don't want to do it.
Bounced, so you could live.
Yeah. But I'm not as skilled as that guy because if you saw on the beach there was a little a target land and he put
he landed on a target. Yeah.
That's
I mean the way some of these guys land, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that they do, even I've seen it where they're coming in like on water, and they come in like on an angle and they're just barely touching the water, like it ripples the water, but they're not really touching it or getting dragged by it or anything. And then they're like. And then they just land right on the little spot that they're supposed to. I don't know how they do it, but God bless them. So you would think about doing that?
I would be tempted, yes.
So it's getting closer and closer, your visit out here.
Yeah, no, don't do any research for catapults out there.
If there's a catapult out here, and we put that on the list of things to do for our viewers to guess?
Yes, you could.
Okay, so those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Dave's coming out. Dave comes out every year for a visit. He comes out from Jersey to Arizona. I live in Arizona. He lives in Jersey. He comes out every year, and we always have a blast, and we always do something. Sometimes he gets hurt. Most of the times he does it now. Yeah. In the beginning, we would say most of the time he did.
Oh, yeah, every year I was getting hurt. Now
every year we were doing something. He was getting hurt, popping ribs, things in his eyes. It was just a mess. Nowadays, it's gotten a little bit better, and he hasn't gotten as hurt. We thought when we went axe throwing that he might end up cut, but he was all right. But what we do is we're gonna get a survey together, and we're gonna put it out on the internet so that everybody can vote on it. We're gonna have a list of things to do. Some of it's not gonna be skydiving because Dave doesn't want to go skydiving, but we'll go to that sky zone or whatever it's called, where you kind of float in the chamber or whatever. Me personally, I've jumped out of a plane, so for me, it's kind of like whatever. But it still looks like it could be a good time. But we're gonna have a bunch of stuff on there, and if I can find a catapult that's within 3 hours of here, maybe even more, I'm signing us up. Okay. Or I'll see if the viewers vote for us to sign us up. But it'll be up to you guys, the viewers. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Starting to get nervous. Okay, back in your heyday, where was the easiest place for you to pick up women?
Easiest place? There was a lot of places. Dave knows me well, and there wasn't a place that was out the realm of possibility. But I had
nowhere was out of the realm of possibility.
I didn't pick people up at funerals and stuff.
I'd be like, I gotta go. I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Comes back. Oh, I got a number. What the fuck? Are you going to the bathroom? What the fuck?
I did. It's not my fault. There was a pretty girl along the way. What was I to do? Just pass her by? No, it's not my style.
Right.
The easiest place. I mean, usually bars, if you approach the right women, it's easy. But you got to know how to read the room. And we can go into that. And one of the other times, we'll go into more detail about that.
Yeah.
Because depending on what a woman's drinking, what she's wearing, and who she's with are the three things that you need to know. And that used to be, I used to have guys call me up. And my wife, right in the beginning when we were married, I'd get phone calls at 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. At 12:30 at night. She's like, who the fuck's calling you? I'm like, oh, it's so-and-so. Hold on a minute. Yeah, John, what's going on? You're where? What's she wearing? What's she drinking? Who's she with? All right, here's your approach. And I would give him an approach. And the next day, he'd be like, bro, I took her home. Yes. So, but I would say a bar. Weddings also, if you go single, because a lot of women with the weddings get emotional and they want to connect. They want to have some kind of connection and feel that also. So emotionally, women are more prone to be perceptive to that pickup there.
Now, when you say bars, are you more of like the TGI Friday bars kind of deal, or
stuff like
because the clubs they got bars there also, but the
Right,
clubs are
clubs-
impossible because
clubs
it's so
are-
goddamn loud.
It's not impossible, Dave. I mean, have you seen me out
Well,
there?
I'm sure I know, but I'm saying it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Nothing is impossible, Dave. Impossible. We can bring this up another time.
Okay.
But my answer for now is the bars.
The bars.
Just regular like TGI Fridays, The Office, or stuff like that. The bars, and then we'll go into more detail, and we'll talk about the club scene, how the pickup game is different from the club scene to the bar scene,
and what women are wearing. I'm taking notes for future episodes.
For the notes, it's what they're drinking,
right?
What they're wearing, and who they're with.
Drinking, wearing, and with. Okay,
that's right.
DWW.
Do it. Rules to live by. Do it.
All right, one last one.
I'll teach all you youngins how to do the pickup game right.
One last one. This was recently in news, if you paid attention within the last 24-hour news cycle. What are your thoughts on the recent worldwide shutdown of planes because of the security update?
We've said this a long time ago. I've said this for technology. As much as I'm reaching all of you right now through technology and clips on social media and all this other stuff, this is the end. It's the end. It's anybody again. It's going to be a nerdy kid in his mother's basement. He's going to be 15 years old. He's going to shut the world down. I'm telling you, they make fun of me again. I'll show them, and he's going to hack the system, and then done. Everybody, they said I'd never get laid. I'm fucking everybody. It's happening. It's going to happen. I'm telling you.
It was like from what the article I read was a security update. How does a security update crash the whole goddamn system? Planes.
Because nobody knows what it is. Everybody's update. Okay.
From what no planes could go anywhere. 911 responders couldn't get to where they had to go. Hospitals had to cancel surgeries and shit like this. So it's like a stupid update.
The world comes to a stop because nobody knows how to do anything for themselves anymore. They rely all on technology. And I'm not saying technology isn't wonderful, but if you're a professional, you should know how to do it with the technology and without. As an electrician, is the power on? Yes, I know how to do it.
And here's the thing, though. If this doesn't wake people up to the fact that you need to have a B plan or an A, when
there
A
is
plan
is out, Dave.
Not for that, Don. Wait for an A. Yeah. If A plan goes haywire, you need that B plan, man, because the shit's gonna hit the fan, which it did. So
it's crucial. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is absolutely terrible that everybody is so reliant on technology that nobody knows how to do anything without it.
Without it, yeah, including me. Like I'm with that because I lose my internet access, whatever. I'm because
who still has a landline?
I don't.
I do. My daughter, we were watching a TV show or a movie the other night, and she goes, "Who has a landline?" I go, "We do, and you've used it in the last week." She goes, "Oh, that's right, I have."
You don't have the old school phone with the cord on it.
No, I don't have that. It's a wireless. So if the electricity goes out, I'm still screwed because once the battery dies, I'm done. It won't recharge. But at least I can call somebody else with the landline and go, "Hey, listen, I know you don't know me, but you're the only number that worked anymore because nobody else has a landline. So me and one other person in the whole world are going to talk to each other."
Yeah. My daughter, because she's 13 and a half or whatever, we still have the outlets throughout the house where she asks you, she's like, "What is that for?" I'm like, "Well, back in the day, we had phones, and that used to plug into there."
Not only that, but those phone jacks would work with the internet, and then you had to dial up internet and everything else.
Yeah. AOL, yeah.
Oh, that was so bad. You got mail.
Yep.
Well, speaking about going back in the day with phones and everything else, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Got a little bit of this going on right here.
Dress for the occasion.
I dressed for the occasion. So let's get out of the shooting range. What do you say?
Okay, yes, get out of the shooting range.
Let's go into the dojo.
Let's go to the dojo. Yeah.
We are now in the dojo. Welcome to the dojo. Dave, do you feel at peace at the dojo?
I do. I'm ready to meditate right now.
This is why, if you're listening on StreamYard, we're just going into a whole mental state of what's going on, and you're missing it. So you got to watch this on YouTube. But Sorry for those who aren't and are just listening to us on StreamYard. But without further ado, we have a passionate fanatic.
Passionate fanatic, yep.
The passionate fanatic himself, my paisan, my actual cousin, Franco. Welcome to the show.
Why yo? What's up, Donnie? How are you, Dave?
What's up?
Good,
Welcome.
man.
Welcome to the show. So Dave, this way
Yes.
you understand the amount of fanatic that we're talking about. Franco, and I've said this in the past episodes, Franco is the only individual I know
Right.
that if you mention Ralph Macchio, he is such a huge fan of Ralph Macchio. Nobody in the world ever says I'm a huge fan of Ralph Macchio except this guy.
I was. That's true. When I met Ralph Macchio, I was so emotional. I couldn't speak. I got choked up.
He was speechless. He met Ralph and was speechless.
My girlfriend, now my wife, she had to nudge me. This is your moment. Speak to him. Speak to him.
Where did you meet him?
He was on an off-Broadway show in the early 2000s. Magic Hands Freddy. He was not the star of the show. And there was a good 30 or 40 people in the audience. And after the show ended, I waited at the stage exit with one other person to meet Ralph Macchio. And this dude ripped out a picture. It was his face shot from 1984.
Nice.
And Ralph Macchio was like, "Where did you get this?" It was great. It was great.
Now, they say don't meet your heroes or whatever. Did he meet your expectations?
I mean, I met the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
You know?
That's it. His expectations were met. He didn't have to do... The only thing that could have been better if he gave him a crane kick.
That's a crane technique. Crane technique.
Karate Kid 2.
All right.
So, we'll start off with how this whole thing started and the Karate Kid from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it came out and it was about a Jersey kid, a weak, skinny Jersey kid. And I've talked about this in the past also. Like, he should have known how to fight already, but he didn't. Gets moved out to California and then just starts getting his ass kicked. Everybody's picking on him, and Cobra Kai is the karate school that these other guys, because of a rivalry, because a woman will either make you or break you. The woman, Daniel falls in love or falls in lust or whatever you want to call it with Allie with an I.
Mm-hmm. Allie with an I. And
that's Johnny's girl, man. Don't you mess around with Johnny's girl. It's his ex. But then they start fighting. The whole thing goes on. Johnny kicks his ass multiple times. Danny can't do anything about it, but yet he continues to push the bear. It gets his ass kicked again, and then Miyagi-san has to come and rescue Danya-san. Saves Danny. Is that not how he said it?
Sure.
This is how, as soon as I do an accent that does anything, Dave gets nervous. He's going to pull up the thing right now. I know what you're doing, Dave. Dave gets scared that somebody, if I do the Mr. Miyagi accent, Dave's afraid somebody's going to say something.
That's what it sounded like. It's not.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just explaining to the people who might not have seen it.
Right.
I don't know if I should share the story, but whenever I teach, I'm a U.S. history teacher. Whenever I teach like the open door policy with China, I go, and I go, it's not racist. It's appropriate music because I'm talking about China.
Hey,
not everything's racist.
Do you hear the music playing right now?
Yes, I hear it.
It's
appropriate music.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're doing it from a place of honor and respect.
And respect, yes.
I'm doing it to enhance the viewing. I'm doing it to enhance the pleasure of watching and hearing us.
Right. You want the audience to feel like they're in the movie watching it.
Hey?
Yes. Well said. And celebrate the power of Miyagi-Do.
That's right.
Miyagi-Do. So fast forward a little bit. The senseis get together. We have to do it in the All Valley State Championship. Okay, you're not allowed to fight each other. They do it. Daniel wins the karate championship. He's woohoo, Daniel. And then they play movie number 2. They end up in Okinawa, and they do this. It goes on and on and on. Every movie is pretty much the same.
Right.
Daniel is getting his ass kicked in the beginning. Mr. Miyagi has to teach him a lesson with some kind of Jedi mind trick that's Okinawan style, though. It's not Jedi like you, Dave. It's Jedi like Okinawa style. And then all of a sudden, Daniel wins the fight at the end. It happened for Hizana also. At the end of number 2, they had number 3.
Go ahead.
Okay. They had every movie is exactly the same with different characters. So, you got the scene. Okay, with the illegal kick, possibly. I don't know why he's calling it an illegal kick, but from now they're saying it could have been an illegal finish him. It could have been an illegal kick, right? See, the crane kick.
One of the greatest moments in movie history, right?
And there's Ellie with an eye.
Hell yeah.
With her mouth wide open, getting ready for the Hakatua.
Oh my god! Now when that came out, like we're teenagers or whatever, man. Not that we wanted to do it, but you know what I'm saying. Like that, you watch that, you want to go around crane kicking everybody after
Not
that.
that you wanted to do that. Let's take a poll. All those who wanted to do it, raise their hand.
Yeah.
How many people have you crane kicked? Multiple people.
I've crane kicked a bunch of people.
Are you kidding me? And both of you from Jersey. You're telling me you guys from Jersey don't watch that movie and think about beating people up?
Yeah. And crane kicking? 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not. But yeah. So all the movies were like that. Then.
Well, the second movie was more of the Miyagi story because he went over there,
Okinawa and everything else.
Right.
And then Daniel.
But there was a villain. There was There was a lesson.
Yeah. There was even though there was a fight through honor and everything else, you had to there's
the drum.
That taught him how to do the punching thing that I did at the beginning.
Right.
You had to swallow your honor and understand that there was a disrespect of people, but you took it the wrong way, and it's perspective, and everybody can get along, and we can save the world together.
Right.
Because the hurricane came or whatever.
Right.
Great. Okay, wonderful. Everybody's alive again. Then years later, they came out with another one, and then years and years and years and years later, they came out with Jackie Chan and Will Smith's kid. Right. And I gotta be honest, I didn't expect anything from that, and it wasn't terrible. It wasn't it wasn't the Karate Kid to me, but it wasn't a bad movie. If they titled it the Judo Kid or something,
wow,
I
can't believe that. I refuse to watch it. I refuse to watch Rock Vouchers out of this movie. I'm not watching it. Never saw it. Never will see it.
I ended up watching it. I was against it at first, but I ended up watching it. And instead of wax the floor and stuff like that, he taught him how to do moves while putting on a jacket and stuff. And so they kind of used the same format with different characters. And it wasn't as good by any imagination. Like, it wasn't even close. But we grew up with it, so I didn't expect it to be.
Right, exactly.
Then,
Jackie Chan is no Ralph Macchio.
No, he's no Ralph Macchio. I mean, come on. If you're learning and teaching karate, Jackie Chan's not the guy. All right, maybe he is, but it definitely wasn't the Karate Kid. So then, all of a sudden, there's this rumor of Cobra Kai coming out, and me and Franco started getting so excited.
Yeah,
we're like two little kids. We would call each other, dude, you gonna watch it? It's coming out. What's it gonna do? And it was only on YouTube Red, which nobody had YouTube Red. Nobody even knew what the hell that was.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's right.
Yes. And I remember being pissed off because we couldn't watch it because I wasn't paying for fucking YouTube Red.
Right, exactly. Nobody was. And the show wasn't going to go anywhere. But then there was a 1 month free. You could get YouTube Red for a month free. So everybody got it, watched the Cobra Kai, and then canceled.
That's what I did.
I know. I was going to. And I'm not saying how I watched it, but I did watch it.
I waited for that shit to come on come to Netflix when it eventually went over there. That's
right. You were late to the game because me and Franco were talking about it a year ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then we're like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then we're like, Cobra Kai 2 is going to come back. And then season 2, and that's when Netflix picked it up, I believe. And that's when they brought 1 and 2. But again, Cobra Kai started, and it brought in this whole new generation of the same thing. But what I loved about it, before they even incorporated these new kids into the whole Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai, you saw Johnny. And you started to learn about Johnny's past and learn about Johnny and how rough his life was. And you feel bad for him.
Yeah.
You look at him, instead of him being the villain, you look at him going, wow, he's got a tough life. Like, it didn't work out so good for him. And then Danny just chopping prices at his auto shop place. The car dealership. Where every time you buy a car, you get a bonsai tree. I don't know if that's the best avenue to go, but it was working for him. But you actually got to see the characters in a different light, because now Danny, being successful and on top of his game, he came across as a little bit of a dick.
Yeah.
And Johnny was like this guy who was like, wow, he's really, after getting crane kicked to the face, he's gone all downhill. He lost his girlfriend in high school, got crane kicked in high school, and gone nowhere. And he still lives in the 80s. He's still got the old school car, the music. And I got to be honest, I love that.
Yeah. I'd argue that Cobra Kai is the story of Johnny Lawrence, to be honest with you.
I agree. You don't have to argue with me. I agree with you.
Yeah, because it's basically just focused on him. And, like, he went from this, rich or snobby kid that lived in California to, like, down and out, drinking all the time or whatever. And you felt legit bad for him. And, you know, he's like, he wanted to get the Cobra Kai started back up again. So he kind of like, you know, he wanted to see how he was going, if it was going to be Cobra Kai of the movies or his new version of Cobra Kai to get his shit straight. So,
yeah, Dave, I watched the new season, and my oldest, he's like, that show. And he walked in and he saw Johnny on the screen and he was immediately sucked in. He said, I forgot about how awesome that guy is. I'm watching this show.
Yeah.
He was the draw. He was the draw.
Johnny's character, and I'm not saying it's right or it's the way it should be, but in this woke world, Johnny's character, just being that badass that he is, not giving into the social nonsense, calling people by name, like not their names, but like by nicknames that he gives them and everything else, and this, that, like he's the epitome, like he's what every guy used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And
allergies?
Cool.
Allergies?
Yeah. Allergies. No allergies. Stop being a puss. Come on.
Yeah. He says shit that like
it's almost want to say, but you're
that you want to say, but we're not allowed to say. Johnny Lawrence says it, and that's why I love his character, and he cracks me up throughout the whole goddamn thing because it's funny.
It's never changed from the 80s. He's still the same person.
Yeah.
In a world where we want to talk, let's talk about our feelings. Let's sort this out. No, sometimes you got to solve problems. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to learn to stand up for yourself, and you have to face your problems and solve things yourself.
Yeah, and sometimes it means you got to get punched in the face,
which sometimes it's a good thing.
That's it. That's right. Dave and I had a conversation about this one time on one of the earlier episodes also, where we said social media is the way it is because nobody gets punched in the face.
Yeah,
that's right. Well said. Well said. My son went to a basketball game in another school in the winter, and I said, be ready, there's going to be a fight. Whenever we would go to that school, there was a fight. He goes, Dad, if you call a kid by the wrong pronoun, they get offended. There's no fights anymore. and I started asking my kids, like, how many have you been in a street fight? How many of you have been punched? How many of you punched someone in the face? And it's disappearing. And I don't know that that's necessarily making the world a better place.
Yeah.
No,
am I Johnny Lawrence? Am I becoming Johnny Lawrence?
I'm not saying that violence is the answer. What I am saying is that you should learn how to fight. You should know how to defend yourself, and you should be able to take a hit. And in this day and age, these kids just don't know how to do it. And that's what Cobra Kai represents, being able to do that. Not necessarily strike first and strike hard, but that point of you need to learn how to defend yourself and not put up with other people's bullshit just because they say it doesn't mean you have to abide by it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the one thing that the only thing that I don't love about the show is occasionally
there's always something.
Occasionally, there's a lot of drama with the kids, and the high schools and the feelings and it reminds me a lot of like all the other teeny bopper shows that are out there that are all like, oh, go to school.
Right, but
and I understand they have to do that.
They put that in there to keep the younger audience engaged in the show. Yeah,
guys, I work in a high school. That's the way the world is now. Like at the end of whatever season it was it season 2 where they had the big fight in the school?
Yeah,
and then the first episode of season 3, they're playing the guitar on the lawn of the school, trying to get everyone together.
Right.
That's the world we live in.
I know, it's so sad, but it is.
But that what you bring up there is why this show is so successful, because they were able to successfully rein in the old people, our age, and bring in a whole new audience.
Matched them perfect
into this, and that's why it took off and is so popular.
Yeah, which is so incredible. It really is worth celebrating the fact that they have 2 different things. They have the show and they have this film trilogy, and they are connecting people that maybe don't even know about the other.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, right. No, the way this show has done it with not just the 2 entities there, but the different generations. I mean, our generation and a kid's generation.
Right.
And then the good versus evil, not in a way of good versus evil like we're used to, but each character is so deep on so many levels that the good character becomes the bad character, and then the bad character becomes the good character, and we all have both sides, except for Dave. Dave's just a goody two shoes. We all have both sides of that in ourselves. I know I've struggled with that over the years of, okay, do the right thing, do the wrong thing, or not be a bully. I never was a bully, but to use my strengths to my advantage.
Right.
Or just have them. And those are real things. And in real life, a lot of people deal with them. And each character has gone through an emotional and physical way of dancing through all of it together. And there's not many shows where you go, well, one person changed. Okay. Then there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each character that they have has gone through this roller coaster of emotions, and good to bad, or Cobra Kai to Miyagi-Do, or Eagle Fang even. I had a birthday call from Eagle Fang once, Dave. I don't know if you know this. Eagle Fang called me and wished me a happy birthday one time. Thank you, Franco. He left me a voicemail. Eagle Fang says happy birthday.
Yeah, it's amazing how I loved Ralph Macchio because he was the underdog, and now he represents privilege and how you can become soft and raise kids the wrong way. And Johnny Lawrence is the underdog that we are loving and cheering for and wanting to see him, on that path of personal growth to achieve that success.
There they are. And I mean, when they first started this years and years and years ago, Mr. Miyagi was younger than Ralph Macchio is now.
Wow.
Think about that. That's how long ago this is, and how this trilogy, not even trilogy, this epic adventure, if you will, has been going on for so long. And there's so many character changes, so many different angles to pull you in and suck you in. I've never seen a show like it before that has done this to this level. Ever. No. Have any of you ever seen anything like it?
No, not even close. It's been done to try in the past. With I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, being put on the spot. But no, this one, because I bring up Star Wars, for example. When Disney took over and they came up with the sequel trilogy, they didn't know how to handle the old school Mark Hamill and all, those guys, Luke Skywalker and all that. They didn't know how to handle them, so they just made a trilogy to kill them off so that they can move on. That's how I felt it was, because everybody was getting knocked off. But they didn't know how to balance that, to bring keep the old school fans happy and bring in a whole new group.
Right.
This was able to accomplish this. There's other examples out there. I can't think of it.
None of them have accomplished what this has accomplished.
No, and who would have thought? Karate Kid, and nobody, how popular. I mean, it's probably very popular, but when you think fighting, you're thinking MMA. You know what I mean? UFC. That's the fighting style.
And now the Karate Kid.
But I just wish that Miyagi was still alive, Pat Morita.
Yeah, no, I miss Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, man.
But to be honest, if Mr. Miyagi was alive, I don't think the show would do as well. I think Mr. Miyagi would have hurt the show because they wouldn't have had so many chances to have Daniel learn how to be a sensei, how to go through these challenges without somebody telling him what to do. He's figuring it out on himself. It actually it gave his character more levels.
Hey, win, lose, no matter. Maybe they don't even fight in the tournament. They all rally. Maybe that doesn't happen.
Yes.
So
true.
Like,
true.
So I not that I wanted to see Pat go, but or Mr. Miyagi, but I think that for what they did and the angle that they took, I think it was better that they went this route without him. Not that they could have otherwise.
Right, exactly.
Right, but I think that it actually enhanced and helped the series as it moved on.
And there's only one other person that they probably could bring in as a cameo from the next Karate Kid. Was it Hilary Swank, whatever her character was?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
I know, but come on. She was in that realm, so I don't know if they're going to bring her in or not, but... No. She's the only one. Nobody wants to see Hilary Swank? Come on.
Nobody wants to see that. No, that was the Karate Kid I didn't watch. That was the one I didn't want to see. I even watched Jackie Chan's, not hers. But
oh no.
But anyway, outside that, favorite character. I'll go first. This way, you guys have a second to think about it. Who's your favorite character? Now, I do love Johnny for his actions and who he is and everything else. Mm-hmm. But one of my favorite characters is Stingray.
Oh my God, Stingray.
I loved Stingray. I loved when they were in the woods and they were doing that thing, and he was under the leaves and everything else, and he just popped up and grabbed it, and then he won the challenge or whatever. Cobra Kai. He's one of my favorite characters. I just love the drive that he has, the just his personality. I just loved it.
Me, it's Terry Silver. The third one wasn't my favorite, but you could see how twisted that dude was in that movie. They perfected it in Cobra Kai. He was so mean, dude. I loved him in that.
What about you, Franco?
I'm going to say the obvious, Johnny. I mean, I watch the show and he sucks me in and he gets me excited about life. I started drinking Coors Banquets, which taste like shit.
I forgot. Yeah, he's got a million of them.
But he's the man. He's being true to himself. I still say mint. I never stop saying mint. Johnny Lawrence still says badass.
Yeah.
There's a right and there's a wrong. And just because the world changes doesn't mean I need to change, because there are universal truths. And he's staying true to his universal truths. And I have a lot of respect for that.
Nope,
it's hard.
Awesome.
It's hard to do that. You might end up single, living in an apartment in Reseda.
It could happen.
It's a risk he's willing to take.
That's right. It don't matter. I'll hang a TV on the wrong wall. I'm okay. All right. Do you have anything you want to plug for us, Franco? Do you have anything you want to talk about or anything else like that? I know you go on occasionally. You have your YouTube stuff that you put out there. I don't know if you want to put it out or not.
No plugs for me today, but I want to thank you guys, man. What a pleasure it was to hang out with you and watch you do your thing. You do it really well, and it's a lot of fun. And I might have to show up in Arizona. I want to be in the bromance.
Let's do it, baby. Let's go. We'll let you know when Dave's coming out. You can come out with us.
Yeah, there you go.
You can do some of the challenges with us, whatever the people pick.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna
maybe what we can do is in a couple weeks or so, maybe a month or so or something like that, we can do a recap of Cobra Kai's last season, the first 5 episodes. We'll have a little talk. Maybe we'll bring Franco back in. We'll have a little talk with Franco.
I would love that.
Do a live stream. Do a live stream in your backyard, Don, by the pool. Have me doing the kata or whatever.
That would be awesome. I'm totally down for that. I will set up a whole thing for you.
That was good, Dave.
Thank you.
And you'll see me at the end. I'll just push Dave in. But that's
awesome.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Franco. Thank you for hanging out.
Yes, thank you.
Hang out. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Dave.
Yes.
So that's Cobra Kai. That's Karate Kid, basically. This is the end of every Cobra Kai episode.
Yes.
So we'll give you a little glimpse of that.
Yeah,
We're
anytime, when the episode was coming to an end and you saw that pop up the end, you're like, damn it!
I wanted more. You always want more. Always leaving them wanting more. And that's what we're going to do here, too. So hopefully you're still wanting some more. But before we step away, make sure you reach out on our socials. That's them right there. You can see them all. We're on all of those. We clip, we entertain, we go back and forth with everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to the show. Please subscribe, tell your friends, have a good time. We want this to grow. We want to send it out a little bit further, reach new heights. And like always, we should stop the music. I just realized the music's still playing. I'm like, wait a minute, this music's still going.
It was so zen though, man. I got used to it.
I felt very relaxed during the episode. Like always, please subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell for notifications. You know when we're coming back. We're getting ready to do live shows again. We're going to start doing that now that The Boys has come to an end for this season. Me and Dave are going to start doing live shows again every couple months, so you'll be aware of that, and we'll let you know when we're going to do that.
Yeah, and we'll do, and we'll probably do a live show when I come out there. That's early October, so we'll get that.
Live show in October. Yep, definitely
we'll
doing
get that planned out. Yep.
So we'll have a bunch of stuff going. So ring the bell this way you know when it's happening. And like always, send in your questions to shootingitstraightwdc@gmail.com so you can find out what Donnie C really thinks about Shooting It Straight with you. Catch you guys later.
Peace, everybody.